I asked him where he going, he tell me where he been. A moment that will be ever remembered. I am an Oreo cookie. White on the inside, black on the outside. Isn't that amazing? At one time in life, I was black on the inside and black on the outside. Hey, Joe. He black. Yeah. He black. It's amazing. He black. Yeah. He black. He black. Yeah. He black. I'm black as well. I don't know. He black. I am not African American. I don't have an afro. Amerifro. There's no African drum beating in my chest. The American guitar is playing in my heart. Born on a plantation in Alabama. Grew up under the Jim Crow laws. Worked the fields, worked the plantation. Black as the ace of spades. But 100% American. Now I'm white on the inside. Hey, Joe. He black. Yeah. He black. It's amazing. He black. I'm black as snow. I don't know. He black. He black. Yeah. He black. It's amazing. He black. Yeah. He black. Yeah. He black. I'm black as snow. I don't know. He black.
Alright, we're talking about enemies of this channel, part 2. Part 1 was about some clown who I listened to the video for about 3 minutes and 55 seconds. He had no rhythm and rhyme other than his own distaste and like. And I'm thinking, dude, ain't nobody putting a gun over your head, you can just leave. And I'm not even offended. I'm just saying, I mean, if you feel like you're tormented by something, just leave. I was subscribed to some channels one time, and whenever I feel like I'm tormented by watching them, I just unsubscribe and go on about my business. It's really simple. But people are ignorant where they don't think that way. They would rather attack someone because of their differences. Today we're going to look at one of those people. I said it too fast. It was a guy named Stew Dog. But I would save him for video 3. We're gonna interview a man named Stacy Robson, a guy who had a problem with me only because I believe in forgiveness in all wrongdoing. That's the only reason. And so he all going crazy with his anger issues, and I'm just thinking in my mind, when you deal with people ignorant, you have to kind of put them on the back of the line and tell them to take a number, because I ain't got time for it. I have time for it now because I want to see it in performance. No matter what you do as far as spit in my face, it doesn't matter. I do what I do anyway because it's my life, and it's where I do, you know. Let's see here. I gotta find them though. That guy got issues. Lord have mercy. You know, I was thinking that negative creep video I've had, I think it sucked. I'm gonna remove it and remake it again. There was something I noticed, and I thought it made sense to do it. I mean, so I think it sucked. I think I could have did a better, much neater job. There we go. I found him. I'm listening. You know. Let me see. I found him. Let's see here. And so, 4 days ago, he did a video, which I already knew was 4 days ago. I never even watched the whole thing. But I scanned the first few minutes of it, and it was a whole bunch of talking about me using the Bible as a crotch or something kind of mentality. And, I don't pay that no mind. Hopefully it ain't much to say on this video. But we're turning it on, and we're reviewing it. You see, I only watched a few minutes of it, and I'm thinking, yeah, I better wait and space this out, because it's too much on me already in my real world. So, we're going to play this right now. We're going to do this.
This is going to be my second video to Jared.
What I always like to do when I review videos, look at the comment section. It says here, Stu Dog, who seems to have this obsession in responding to anybody that talks about myself for a long time lately, says Jared Wars I can't read that word, being a prize locale, needs to step away from YouTube. These 2 hours of live stream black screens are really not what YouTube was designed for. I don't know what he is. That's the problem. None of you people know what I am. You don't know what I am. But you make up stuff that isn't true instead of being honest and asking what I'm about. I would have been glad to tell you. It's as simple as emailing me. It's simple. We're going to review this now.
Was about the reaction video to my original video to you.
It wasn't much of a reaction. It was more like talking.
Wanted me to prove a few points, so I'm going to prove them to you.
Okay.
And what the things that you say, I've been absolutely creasing at. It's been hilarious as any.
Well, it all is based on scripture, and it's not just that. You have to forgive.
Me. So I'm going to play this first snippet to people because I think it's funny as anything.
Based on the image of Alpha Genesis, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm going to turn this to another Jim Jones of the internet, or a low version of it, because it's just like, dude. And if Jared had that kind of power, he really would be a cult. Oh, I remember this part. I was talking about how some of his followers were making his live streams like a cult, where if you didn't bow down to anything or agree to anything that Jared said, even as simple as lifting up a finger, they'll ban you, they'll threaten you and stuff, just like they did with Negative Creep and these other people. And some, from what I've heard, had worse things happen to them. Yes, I was talking about the way Jared had ran his stuff before he got off the internet. It's like a modern Jim Jones, only a low-brow version of that. To some of these people, like Daniel Minecraft and a few others, because the kind of behavior that is displayed, this guy has some of these people worship him.
Now, I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube of messages that you sent to people a long time ago saying that you wanted to create your own cult. I'll have to look and try and find them and prove that to you as well. But they are out there.
And I was joking about that stuff, you moron. I don't want to create my own cult. In fact, there's a guy who made up a story about that. And his name is 2Liter J. And he makes up his own emails. He creates these homemade emails and makes up stories about how I wanted to create a cult. He even went as far as saying that I contact him, which the last thing I want to do is be bothered with somebody like him. So, ladies and gentlemen, our enemies are right together with one another.
And to me, it sounds like you are very jealous of Jared.
I am not jealous of Jared. I just seen people like him. I mean, really, how are you going to worship somebody? Like, people don't worship. I can't believe this guy just said that. Did he say jealous at Jared? Let me go back there again. Wait a minute.
Of messages that you've sent to people a long time ago saying that you wanted to create your own cult. I'll have to look and try and find them and prove that to you as well. But they are out there, and to me, it sounds like you are very jealous of Jared.
What? That's bullshit. Oh my God. Are you crazy? You must have been smoking on something. Jesus.
I mean, really, how are you going to worship somebody? And all some of these people, they don't worship him, they just make a fool out of him by giving him
That's the truth.
money. I'm thinking like, Jared, do you know what they're doing? They actually give you money to prostitute yourself, take your clothes off, dance with your underwear on, dance with your...
And all this stuff I tried to tell him, and he, because he's so brainwashed by him about these same trolls that tell him that I'm some Nazi and I'm part of some clan called the Chris Clan, and he blocks me, every time. So, it's just, it's like talking to a damn wall at this point.
With your boxes on.
But his father, when I spoke to him on the phone, understood everything I was saying.
He doesn't see it. He sees it as the people being jealous while others are giving me money. No. The only thing I see in that...
I'm trying to see why he's playing this part of this video, and what is his point? This dude here with the part 2.
That money should go to me. I mean, Jared...
That money should go to you.
Well, yeah, I think so, because Jared has 2 parents. Jared is wasting his time, and I don't know why that if you people say that he is this pedophile, and he has done stuff I've seen too, why is he getting all these just these rewards for something bad he's done?
Now that sounds like a very
oh no
odd thing to say, shall we say? I mean, why should that money go to you?
I would just say, for the sake of the conversation, and you gotta have common sense to know that.
Do you want to be this prostitute that everybody wants to give money to?
I think you know the fucking answer to that, bro.
Or are you wanting Jared to dance around in front of you naked?
No, I don't. But I'm sure you do, because you're playing these strategies with me, and I see what you're doing.
With his underwear on and draw some
God
money
have
into
mercy.
it. I thought that was really funny.
These people are
and
so
I had
ignorant.
the biggest laugh in the world.
It
when I
is.
first listened to it.
And you're one of them.
You're jealous that
You're the-
fucking
I am-
Jared's getting... He's a
I am not jealous. Now, this guy's lying. He's saying this stuff to get an audience. The most he's gotten was Muttley 2020, and the second he's gotten is this Stew Dog character.
prostitute or something like that and you're not getting any money.
I don't care about the money. I make more money than Jared. And I'm not going to talk about how I do it, but all I say is I sell stuff on eBay and that's it.
So, on to the main thing now, which
Yeah, let's get to the main thing, because what you got for the last 2 minutes and 39 seconds was a bunch of crap.
me reacting to his
Best to describe it.
reaction video to my original video.
I can't believe that some of these people think I'm jealous at Jared. Well, I did admit that I'm jealous at him because he has these skills like reading, riding a bike, and all this stuff. I admit that. But jealous over money, that's not something I get jealous on. I only get jealous when I see a person waste his life, like Jared Michael Aycock, and just wasting it. I mean, just literally sitting in the house as if he's homebound. It's just like me. Me and Jared are not like each other. We're two totally different people. Jared could outweigh me mentally, and he doesn't know it. He really doesn't know it. But I know it. I've seen people like him at his level. And the only problem that they have in life is social interaction skills, because of either mild retardation or something else, or other mental illnesses that causes these problems. Simple as that.
A little bit of a tongue twister, but we got it out. So,
I don't know why you played that other thing. It made no sense.
Welcome to Jared Wars. I am Piss4400, once again, hosting Jared Wars channel, Jared Wars Project. Here to respond to this Robson dude. First off, before I play the video, I have seen the video before I started this stream, and I absolutely love it. I absolutely love the video.
Well, I want to say thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I love the fact that you can understand what I'm saying and that you want to make something out of it for no rhythm and rhyme.
I love the hatred that you put out against myself.
Hatred? At first, no. You know, I got passion when it comes to children and little...
Let's leave children out of this. Children have nothing to do with this channel. If you want to put children with whatever the fuck you do, you use Jared. But I have nothing to do with Mr. Acock has done with regards to that stuff. I wish you people stop associating that with this channel.
Fucking paedophile supporters.
Lord have mercy.
That it's alright to go.
I never said I was a pedophile supporter. I said I believe in forgiveness and all wrongdoing. That doesn't mean you condone the wrongdoing, you idiot. I'm sure you know and have an idea what forgiveness is, and you know that it's not only just to forget, but to use common sense, and as well as consequences that is brought on. You can forgive a person but still have consequences against them. It's no different than a legal system, and I can say it's no different than how God handled his politics and government. Because God forgave the wicked, but they still had to pay.
Go around and say shit about children willy-nilly.
I don't go around say shit about children. The most I've done was tell children that if you have the same problems that I got and you're listening to me, don't be a 30-year-old man 20 years later. Quit while you're ahead. Learn from me and then quit while you're ahead. And make sure you get the help that I've never gotten. Mostly. But I have really nothing to do with children.
Disgusting.
And the assumptions that you have against me, and even...
It's not assumptions now, thinking about it. He's literally making up stories saying I'm some pedophile supporter, and he's going around saying this shit. And yeah, I have to say something, because this guy's trying to create an audience because he knows he ain't getting nobody but his I guess native people, based on some bike that he was working on and tuning in the engine and finding out why it kept making a pop noise and all this other crap.
Things that you pointed out that are true as far as my stance, as far as how I discovered Jared. I love the hatred. It keeps me going, and I haven't had this kind of attention really before.
I never had this kind of hatred ever in my life. I mean, I've seen people on TV have it, as far as either famous people or mediocre people that are known in the area. That's right if it's a New Jersey area or whatever, or Philadelphia area, but never on my own from some guy that I have no idea, and he can't fathom me himself.
The most I've had is silly trolls that I did silly stuff with.
Well, you've never had the attention. I'm not bringing the attention your way. I'm letting people...
Well, you are, because you're addressing this video to Jarrett Wars. If you didn't want to bring it to me, then don't put my name in this title.
People know about you, you know.
Know about me for what? Your lies and saying that I'm some kind of pedophile supporter and that I like children. I don't like no children. I don't even want children. Damn. I'm not ready to have children. And I'm sure you're going to take what I say and spin it because you're stupid.
You know, and the fact that you say that you don't, you know, support Jared, but... Yeah.
I don't support Jared, but we could agree to disagree that we don't condone his behavior. I don't. If I saw what Jared was doing regarding talking to a 15-year-old person, I would have most certainly reported it or did something. I'm not going to sit there and allow something like that to go on any internet community. I don't care if it's Jared or my own mother doing it.
You forgive it We'll not get down that line yet.
Well, that's the only issue he had. He can't accept the fact that forgiveness is real, and that he can't accept the fact that when you forgive, it's not just forgetting. It's sometimes it's that, but it's also moving on. You see, forgetting is not forgetting altogether. It's moving on to what's going to happen to the people that do wrong. That's the step of forgetting. Forgetting is going forward, friend.
We'll get down that stage when we get further into the video.
But because of that disagreement, this guy had an issue with me, and now is projecting all these stories that's not true about me. And anybody that wants to know about Jared Waters can watch every video I made, and they can see it. And I don't have to prove nothing to any of you motherfuckers, because if at best I'm going to do what I'm going to do regardless of the weather and climate. But I'm being as humble as I can, and I don't want nobody feeling sorry for me. All I want is just do what I got to do. My mother always says if you've ever done nothing wrong, you have nothing to worry about. In fact, I told my mother about this, and she's like, you did the right thing, because God wants us to forgive. And so forgive does not forget in the way that you just walk away and say, hey, you robbed my house, I'll let you go with no consequences. You can forgive, but forgiveness means going forward with something. Sometimes it can mean walking away without doing nothing against the person. Sometimes it means walking away and doing something against the person. You no matter what I say, you're going to always find something against me because of this name, Jared Waters, or something to do with Jared.
Another thing that's on my mind is, where in the hell do you say anything? Like, there was something you said something about making fun of something to do with making fun of victims of pedophiles.
So I'm going to just pause the video. You won't tell because it'll just go on to a different video, but I'm going to get that up now because I've got it written down.
To ruin you. One says, it was straight gangsta. Straight from the Cracker Jack box. Jared played Pornhub. Bro, why do you like little kids? Bro, why do you like little kids, man?
They ain't making fun of no victims of children. I'm just reading some stupid comments that somebody was putting on, I think, on Jared's stream or something, or some some other thing.
Because that's really funny, isn't it? You know, all the kids that get abused.
I'm not making fun of no kids that get abused. I was just reading some of these comments, and the humor that I added had nothing to do with what you're thinking about, sir.
The time, and you're making fucking jokes out of it.
I'm not making no joke out of nobody. Do you hear me making fun of some specific thing? No. I'm reading the comments, and a lot of those people that were making comments were folks that were trolls of Jared, that was asking Jared all these questions, and I'm just reading it, you know, because some of them they were saying stuff any kind of way, and you know, part of what I do is I try to, you know, have fun in the way I read. Basically, if you want to take it as me making fun of some victims as you claim, then go ahead and do it. But I'm going to rebut and say that is not the case, because it really isn't. But because you have this hatred over this channel and you can't get off of this trip, that you're going to have to make up something to be manipulative to the people. I understand, but what you're doing is wrong, and it'll catch up to you sooner or later.
Very sick, man.
Why do you like them boys? Why you like them little Jimmy Dean kids, baby?
And that, what I did was nothing more than just making, I guess over exaggerating, reading somebody else's comment over something. That's not making fun of no specific victims. If there were actually specific victims, do you think I would sit there and make fun of them? No. You're over exaggerating what I was doing at that time. Lord have mercy.
Well, since you're so, can we expect a boxing match?
So, like, I'm reading, like, the chats that people are saying. I'm reading the things that people are saying to Jared on his chat. And I'm just reading it. And, this guy is making something out of it as if I'm making fun of victims of pedophilia. And that's what he's doing. He's putting that spin and that twist. And, ain't nobody in their right mind is going to come out. Anybody that's decent or anybody that's not decent, because decent people come out and say this guy is just as much as full of shit as the way I'm explaining it, and they'll explain it better. The people that are not decent, the people that don't like this channel, they love people like you because they love misery loves company, and this guy, along with these other people, love this kind of company.
Between you and Predator?
It's this guy named Predator Pouches I was reading about, and this guy challenged Jarrett to a boxing match, and he said he would use one arm. How you gonna use one arm to fight somebody? But I guess that's his way of punching this guy, Jarrett, and fall on the ground. But that's not a boxing match. That's just literally putting somebody unconscious.
You want to date little kids?
I'm reading the comments, and I'm reading the way they're typing and laughing at the way they're typing. If you can't understand that, you're a fucking idiot. Why is he showing that black screen? If he has this proof, why can't he show exactly what I'm doing? Lord have mercy.
Says, little kids, little girls too.
Okay, so guys, here's another thing that I feel like they have to state this.
And the thing is, the way I was talking, I was just messing around, and it had nothing to do with no victims. I'm sorry if you think that I was contemplating that, but that's not what I was contemplating. I was just, the way I read, and anybody that listens, the way I read, I try to put a little enthusiastic in the way I read. And if that comes off offensive, I'm sorry, but at the same time, you're twisting it.
Oh.
So there you go. You're making big fun and jokes out of kids getting abused.
There you go. That's your big spin and twist that you want to have an excuse, and you invite people that don't like me because you can't find nothing against me. Not 90% of these people. There are even some people that say I can't figure Jarrett Wars out. I can't. But the ones that boldly want to, but the ones that can't figure it out, they'll take a spin and they twist it around. Look, a lot of those people were trolling Jarrett, and they were egging him on and to get into these battles with Predator Pouches and all these other people. And the way I read, I kind of read enthusiastic way, and kind of like what I did with reading Negative Creeps comments. That's how I read. And this guy spins it and thinks I'm making fun of people who are victims. None of those people that I was reading were victims. They were asking Jarrett questions, and they were basically watching Jarrett making a fool of himself.
Shit, yeah, that is the evidence, and that's on.
And that evidence means nothing because I explained it 100%.
Stream 6, laughing about it.
I'm not laughing about what Jarrett has done. I'm laughing about basically how I was reading the comments and basically just putting an enthusiastic twist to it. And again, if you can't see it as that, I'm sorry.
It's not a fucking funny joke.
Lord have mercy. This guy is something else.
Back to the video now.
something. Show me where I did that. Show me where I actually condone Jared's behavior.
Oh no, he has evidence. I'm gonna find out the pearls of wisdom from this idiot.
Because I can tell you right now, whether you believe in this book or not, I don't give a fuck.
What you're saying is, you know, if a man was to rape a child, would you forgive him?
Yes, I would. But I would want that person to have consequences against them. I want that person to spend time in prison. Yes, because God says to forgive all sins. The Bible clearly says that any sins that's done against another man is forgiven. But the only sin that's not forgiven is the sin against the Holy Spirit.
You know what I mean? Like I've said,
I know what you're talking about, but I'm answering you directly, straight, and with the TGDT, the goddamn truth.
To forgive is to forget, you know?
No, forgive is to forget. And we look at the definition to forget, that means moving on, going forward. Definition of forget. And it says, fail to remember. There's other synonyms. It says omit, pretermit, similar words, put out of one's mind, cease to think of or consider. How many people know that there's more to forget than just actually forgetting? Your definition of forgetting is to forget about it altogether. My definition is if someone did something to me or my child, I want justice. It's not revenge to want justice. It's not revenge to have consequences against someone that does something wrong. We all have to pay. God forgives, but He also does judgment and consequences. Forgive is not only to forget, but it's to go forward and moving on with what's going to happen based on what happened, basically.
When you die, you're gonna give a fuck then, and I'm not convincing you. I'm not.
And I'm sure it's fucking convincing you in this video. No way, no how. I'm doing what I've been doing for a long time. And I'm more open to, I guess, my belief in God since I had Jared Wars for some reason. Because I think that God sent me over regarding Jared in 2017. And I don't be knowing about it. But that's my belief and that's how I feel. And if anybody has a problem with it, so be it. The devil doesn't like what I'm doing. So he sends these people. And how many people know that the battle against the forces of darkness is not carnal, but is spiritual? It's not physical or carnal, but spiritual, folks.
I don't even give a fuck if you listen to what I'm saying or not. I'm just going to say it because I want to say it. And also, your misconception about my channel is wrong. I'm not doing this to get no audience. Listen, I'm
not doing this to get no audience, no how. I wish I didn't have 36 subscribers, to be honest. I wish I didn't have nobody in their mama. I would rather much be a hermit talking to myself. I started to disable the chats because I'm getting foolish people coming to me, and whenever I try to find something that makes sense, I don't get nothing but more of the same thing. And I'm probably thinking about disabling comments in the future, because this channel is like really not made for the masses, and this is why it's not made for the masses, because of stupid people like you. I'm sorry.
The channel called Piss 4400. I've been doing this for 7 years.
About the same time as Jared, but we're about a few months apart.
I know about that channel. I've seen the videos, and you were a cock then, and you're still a cock now. You still chat shit now.
I don't care what you call me. I still do what I've been doing for 7 years, still. And I don't have no ego. I don't have nothing. I don't think of myself no more better than no one else, or no more less. I just speak what I just move on, man.
It's shit then.
Years, and basically all I did is doing the same videos I've been doing and get nobody, and I've been fine.
Well, I think you need to quit the game of YouTube then, because the amount of videos I see.
I don't care. Just because no one doesn't get nothing and have a YouTube channel doesn't mean they need to quit. I don't care. Don't you get it? My self-esteem on this and regards this is excelled over your thought at this point.
You've not been getting nobody. I think
he's going to try to put this really good.
Life, shall we say?
The pearls of wisdom.
So you can do whatever the fuck you want. You want to say that I'm this and that, or slander me? Go ahead. But the truth
he is slandering me.
And I don't have to prove nothing to you.
I mean, he has disagreements.
Please explain.
I don't have to prove nothing to Motley 2020. I don't have to prove nothing to.
What are you bringing Motley 2020 into?
Because he had the same kind of disagreements that you have, but he was a lot more civil with me than you are. I mean, the only reason why, and you want to know a secret, the only reason why that things went well between him and I is because we know how to treat one another. We don't talk to people any kind of way. We don't go around making these assumptions. We don't go around and talking all this nonsense and see the first thing we see without, and then proving someone guilty before innocent. You don't do that. And on top of that, that's the kind of people like you are. And it's not just because I'm focusing on me. That I deal with people like him because they're people that if they nice to me and they're positive, I deal with that. Anybody that's not positive, that won't have a reason, and that can't be mature enough to accept differences with other people, then we can't go forward. And the definition of insanity is doing something over and over again, hoping for a different result. And nobody is not going to want to go into that zone where that definition of insanity is go around circles with people like yourself or anybody in that matter.
This boy's not done nothing to you. This is between me and you.
No, it's not. It's between anybody that has the same issues that you have, and that's pretty much it. I'm not making this personal with you. I got another person I'm doing a video about in video 3.
Nobody or their mama. A man that's a
I could care less about you, really. The only reason why I'm doing this is to show an example of something. And that is, you can get enemies without absolutely doing nothing.
They don't even have to show their face to prove nothing.
Because you're a scared little man.
I don't care what you call me. I had people that said that for years, and I don't care.
You know, you don't have to show your face. It'd be nice to, like, you know.
Well, it's my prerogative, dude.
All this shit.
It's my prerogative, man. I'm sorry.
You don't like the criticism.
I like the criticism, but I'm responding to it at the same time.
Care what you've got to say about me. I enjoy it. I think it's funny. It's a good laugh.
What the hell you just said, dude?
There's channels that are similar to
I know you have an accent, but speak lower. Speak slower next time, please.
mine.
I'll mean no harm.
Have way better quality than whatever than anything that I motherfucking have in a lifetime. Even women. This one woman, Lady Damocles, her content is way better than mine.
Yeah, because you don't fucking believe in a paedophile, mate.
I don't believe in the pedophile either. You got the wrong misconception of me, bitch. This guy is crazy. Oh, Lord have mercy. You can't get, the truth really hurts with you, isn't it? You don't want to accept that my channel is basically, I'm stuttering, corroborating differently than other people's views on Jared. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is, dude.
She knows what she's on about.
I don't care.
Content.
A lot of people don't think I don't know what I'm talking about, but I do, and I'm always right in the end. And when these people least don't know it, and that's people like you. The truth comes out in another way, and funny thing, you don't see it. Ain't that crazy?
You should go on and drone on for an hour and a half about.
I don't care what I do in my videos. What Lady Damocles does is her trip, and what I do is my trip. I don't worry about what other people do with their videos. I just worry about my own, and if I have an issue, I whine and worry about myself.
Absolute balls.
Oh, God. You use the word balls as if you're trying to make me little man. Dude, if this was 10 years ago, maybe you would have got to me. If this was 15 years ago, you would have got to me. But no. This has been over, I would say 10 years in dealing with people on internet forums and dealing with people on YouTube in 2013 that got me strong and the way I gotten as far as strength.
People's channels, not just hers. So, by you pulling that small time stuff on me, sir, saying that,
Ooh, bastilla.
Show your face.
You are pulling small time stuff. Notice he said feisty. He knows I'm telling the truth. He pulls these small time stuff, and he literally he took something else, folks, and make it something other than what it really was. That's a twist and that's a spin.
You must be a coward. You know how many times people say that to me, and I still do the same thing.
And I don't fight with these people. I don't argue with them. I don't get into nut with them. A lot of times when they keep saying that stuff, I tell them, I say, okay, you can think what you want. And then if they keep saying it, I say you can think what you want. And then the third time they say it, you can think what you want. Then there's the fourth time, and I block them because, I know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm nice to a point where I got tolerance like a resistor on a motherboard. Once that resistor overreaches that power, that's when it kind of expands and it blows, with me.
Good for you. If I'm no one's ever said that to me before, but that's what I see. You're a coward. You don't.
Well, that's what you see, and I don't care. I'm telling you like it is, and it's your choice to believe it. I'm not going to put a gun in your head, just like you're trying to do with other people, because of your own views of Jarrett Wars and your own lack of understanding. You see, I find this amazing. Jarrett has a problem, but you got all these normal people that watch this channel, and they can't understand one thing about Jarrett Wars, which my third subject, he understood a lot better than any of you people would. And no, he doesn't like this channel, but when I review him, you're going to find out exactly. And yeah, going to continue.
Don't dare show your face.
Why you are so obsessed with my face? That's another thing. This is one of the strategies these people use. Oh, the face and all this stuff. Like, you ain't trying to get me mad by saying that crap to me. I don't care. I don't care.
5 years, 6 years, 7 years, all over the place, and I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck.
And that's why I still believe to this day. I'm not going to say it the way I said it before, but it's the same thing as up to this day.
What are you going to do? You're going to start booting your door and smashing your house up. Starting to become very aggressive, sir.
No, I'm just being firm. If at best. And always if at best. I'm not being aggressive. You see, he knows. He dude. You say you watch my channel long enough, you ought to know how I work and how I talk by now. God damn.
I discovered Jarrett in 2017, way before this pedophilia crap.
You fancied him then, and you fancy.
What's a fancy? I don't speak that language there, dude.
See him now.
What's a fancy what?
And as far as I'm concerned, if people are going to take it the way they're going to take it, and I'm not even adding this pedophilia crap with Jarrett,
He is a pedophile, and not.
Well, yeah, I know he does things that are pedophilia, but technically he hasn't been charged with it. Technically he hasn't been arrested for it. But yes, he is a pedophile, nonetheless. as far as the stuff he's done in the past. But you don't believe in forgiveness. You don't believe in moving on. Jared is already suffering for his actions. Dope. He's getting grounded for his and the embarrassment part about it is people talking all over the internet that the fact that he is being grounded at age 33 by his parents. Now, Jesus.
Fox.
I know is that I'm telling you what I believe, and if you are going to bully me with that, well, guess what?
I made one video about you.
Yeah, but you act so intimidating and bullying me, or act like you're bullying me when you really are not, but you act so intimidating and aggressive with me, and then this guy try to pull this trump card saying that I'm being aggressive with him. The only thing I'm doing is speaking my mind like I'm doing now.
And I'm bullying you, am I? I don't even know what you look like. You know.
You don't have to know what a person look like to bully someone just for the sake of your response and conversation.
On the video that you've made about me recently, going on about my lips and playing my faces.
Yes, because I was doing a study at the same time as reviewing you, the facial expressions and how our bodies react when we're angry, and how we have all this stuff. The reason why I think you probably covered this camera, and I'm not making this as an insult, I'm just saying as a constructive criticism, is that you probably don't want me to see the facial expression. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm moving on.
Slow motion.
Lord have
Let me tell you
mercy.
something. If I was to pause my TV, 10 times out of 10, the person who's talking, usually their face is all scrunched up. Or
well, the way I explained it very specifically.
if you play someone in slow motion, they do pull
4 minutes.
faces. So if that's all you've got, my friend, you need to go back to the drawing board.
It's not an insult. What I was saying it was not an insult or a comeback to you. I was saying based on my intellectual study, because I'm trying to figure out a low life problem, and so I figured if I ever want to run for office, for an example, which I know I probably never get to be, but let's just make believe that I would. If I'm going to be dealing with all kinds of people, I need to know how to deal with people like you. And that means to basically get through confrontations like this. Which is why I even bothered doing any of these 3 videos in the first place. Because I keep getting these weird premonitions of something of myself, and I don't know if it's true, so just in case, I'm going to prepare myself if it is.
Coming too. What if you believe or don't
I'm so scared.
believe?
I'm not making you scared, I'm just speaking the truth.
And what if you worry about the here and now? Sooner or later, it's going to come back. I don't give up.
I do worry about the here and now because it's our children that are at risk.
I'm not talking about children. You're using the word children, and I'm talking about something completely different. You're the one that's spinning this from what it really is.
People like you.
It is your own personal problem with me, and you're taking and using children as an excuse to describe your own incompetence as far as your disagreement towards my view on the views that I have on Jared Ward's channel.
I don't give a fuck.
Fuck. I'm not just warning you. I'm telling you. It's at best. And only it's at best.
You're a
I'm
weirdo.
actually happy that this video was played.
Hey, you call me a name.
Another thing, you say you refuse to watch my whole videos. Well, I don't give a fuck. But the only thing that will suffer in performance is your lack of interest.
You admit yourself, you don't give a fuck. And like I said, your videos are an hour and a half long.
Yeah, and I know that's fair, but you know, if they're an hour and a half long, first of all, let them talk,
Long, sometimes 2 hours.
because they don't make any sense. His logic is not the same as mine, and the only reason why I'm doing this is because I want to know how to deal with any and all kinds of people. That's what I'm after.
Towards me. You said in your video that you take the first thing that you pick up and then you leave the rest alone. That's not a research. How are you going to tell somebody?
I don't need to do loads of research. There's plenty of videos and plenty of people out there explaining the stuff that you...
Yeah, but those people, a lot of them are trolls, and they don't like me because of what I stand for regarding this Jarrett thing for years. This goes back to 2017. I had people that lied. The same people that you're probably associating with are the same people that lied to Jarrett and say that I'm some kind of a Nazi and I'm with Chris, the 30-year-old boomer, and that we have this pack with this idiot named Matthew Heimbach. You listen to all those. You're probably one of those people that's listening to those clowns. And unfortunately, I'm sorry if you are deceived by these people, but you're taking what someone says and you're literally making it to be true because, one, you don't like this channel yourself, and two, okay, well, this channel is strange and I'm listening to these people that it has to be true. All of it has to be true kind of mentality.
You said to them.
That they are a Jared supporter and that they're a threat to somebody without doing a full research on them. Now, what kind of review is that? In fact, the way your response is...
A fucking review? What do you think you are, a laptop? A fucking piece of furniture or something?
I don't care. You can call me a furniture or whatever. I don't care.
Bringing around into my house and showing everybody how you work?
I don't have to do that. I don't care if you do that. How I work is what I'm saying and what I'm doing right now.
Been like, okay, this is your opinion. You have this religious perspective. I don't. Let's leave it alone.
But he doesn't believe in that because he believes that forgive is to totally forget. That's not what forgiveness means all the time. And he can't understand that.
I don't have to prove nothing to nobody. I don't have to prove shit.
I don't care about your religious perspective.
I know you don't care, but that's what I'm basing it on. And if you can't be an adult about it, then look, just, move on. I mean, there's some things that I don't agree with some people on, and I move on. Simple as that.
What I care about is the fact that you forgive a paedophile, you've got this thing in your head that you basically believe that God is there for forgiveness.
Yes.
I mean?
God believes in forgiveness 100%. Yes. God believes in forgiving all bad behavior. And I also believe it goes as far as to say that God forgives people who blaspheme against the Holy Spirit. God is a forgiving God. So if you got a problem with the term forgiveness, I'm sorry.
Praise the Lord. What is that?
Give me the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing.
The only reason why this guy is against me is because he has a problem with me believing in forgiveness.
Praise the Lord.
But I'm sorry, but forgiveness is what I believe, and that's what God believes. Whatever God says, that's what I have to follow.
Well, at first you said you've never had attention like this before, and now you're turning around and saying you do this because of people like me. So make your mind up.
Well, here's the thing. All right, let me... wait a minute.
Coming too. What if you believe or do?
Let me see something here.
Another thing, you
I
said
went off track. I'm sorry, folks.
you refused to watch my whole video, so I don't...
I'll be asleep by the time we get to end of pissing video. We've been halfway through it.
Towards me. You said in your video that you take the first thing that you pick up and then you leave the rest alone. That's not a research. How are you going to tell us without doing a full research?
I was on that part, and
What kind
that's, sorry about
review is
that.
In fact, the way your response is...
A fucking review. What do you think you are, a laptop? A fucking piece of furniture or something? Am I bringing around into my house and showing everybody how you work?
Should have been like, okay, this is your opinion. You have this religious perspective. I don't. Let's leave it alone. Simple as that. I don't have to prove nothing to nobody. I don't have to prove shit.
I don't care about your religious perspective.
Well, if you don't care about my religious perspective, then why you have this issue with forgiveness? Because my belief in forgiveness is based on my religious perspective. So if you don't care about my religious perspective, then why are you making an issue with it in the first place?
What I care about is the fact that you forgive a paedophile, you've got this thing in your head that you...
Yes, but I'm not just saying for pedophiles. I'm saying for every wrongdoer. That's with a murderer. That's with a person that steals. That's with a theft person. Anything. Any wrongdoing. God believes in forgiveness.
You basically believe that God is there for forgiveness.
Yes.
You know what I mean? God doesn't protect our children from people.
Yes, He does. God protects anyone. See, it's a matter of faith. And the Bible says faith without works is dead. God gave us common sense to use the things that we know to protect not only our children, but our society. And the fact that you're using this excuse that God is some invisible man or made up story just to try to put it on me, and basically what he's doing is bullying his views to me, is not a healthy way. Why can't we just come to an agreement that we can agree to disagree and move on?
No.
I'm not. I mean, you're not gonna make me change my mind, and I'm not here to make you change your mind. Only God can do that. That's not my motive. My motive is to speak the truth for what it is, and representing people like yourself and others as well.
This video is because I'm having fun with motherfuckers like you.
I was having fun that day, and he thinks I'm being hostile in this video. Ain't that crazy?
You people,
What the fuck is that?
give me no reason.
God have mercy.
What I've been doing.
And I sometimes be silly in this channel because, look, the last thing I want to do is talk about being depressed and all this stuff all the time, so I just be silly. Dude, I think what you should have done is did a review on Dark Ninja. Why waste your time on this pathetic man?
Well, at first you said you've never had attention like this.
No, I haven't. I mean, you're the first one that came on my channel and went buku crazy on me.
And now you're turning around and saying you do this because of people.
Yeah, because as soon as I got attention, that, you know, this kind of hatred attention from you, then that's when I had the ammunition to do the videos not only the video that you're reviewing right now or reviewing before, but the video I'm doing now, because I never had that kind of that never had people like you before. I mean, everybody's just gone crazy over this whole Alpha Genesis and assume that everybody's views is different, that they gotta be a supporter or a pedophile kind of idiot. Jesus.
Like me. So make your mind up.
I already made up my mind. I told you.
I don't need nobody. I've been doing this for 7 years. So
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Either he's replaying this or I'm just repeating myself. He must have got the video where I must have repeat myself, or he deliberately is repeating the things I'm saying. Why in the fuck is this guy doing that? I mean, he didn't even get to the video where I was reading scriptures. Oh yeah, he said he didn't give a damn about my religion, but the thing is that he just got to this first part.
I'd like to read a couple things before I begin, so we can warm up the engine at best to describe it.
So this is basically when he started.
I do have a problem repeating myself, but still, thank you for pointing that out, even though you didn't say that. But I'm listening.
God and reading fucking shit from the Bible, and it goes on for about 10 minutes long, maybe longer. You know, I mean, I'm going to jump over to where he starts talking about the video. To be fair, the video was really long. You're more than welcome to go and watch it.
Well, you know, when you quote from the Bible, it can take a long time. Sometimes.
He drones on. I mean, my video's short anyway, the original. He spends more time going on about crap than anything. So
I love it. He talks about he talks about the stuff I was reading in the Bible is crap. Wow, I got a real one, and it's only one person. One person. Ain't that crazy? It's one person. Wow, you're amazing.
Well, like I say, you're more than welcome to go over and check it out, basically. So,
An hour.
I hope you enjoy my video of me basically
God have mercy.
Jared Wars.
Exposing me wasn't much. The only thing you had an issue was forgiveness. And why is it an issue? I'm not going to make you forgive someone. That's your choice, and that's between you and God, or whatever you believe and don't believe. It doesn't matter. But for me, I to each is his own or her own.
You know, he's in love with Jared. It's clear to see that.
And wolf with Jared. No. If you really studied, Jared has treated me like a dog. And I spoke to his father about that. My mother spoke to his father about that. And the fact that you're saying that I'm some pedophile enabler is you're full of shit. I want to make this clear because this guy can't accept the fact that forgiveness exists and that he says there is no gray matter. And this is for anybody, really, not just for their mama. I mean, do you believe in forgiveness?
Yes.
This guy had an issue with me because I believe in forgiving Jared for all the wrongdoing that he's done.
Oh, yeah.
And so he makes a video saying that I am in wolf with Jared and I'm some kind of pedophile enabler, and that's slander.
You want you to report him.
I don't know if I should report him or should I just,
Yeah,
here's what I told him. I said, look, I believe in God. I know you don't believe in God. I'm not trying to make you believe what I believe.
Believe in God?
No, he doesn't.
Well, upon him talking, you talking to him. If he don't believe in God,
Yeah, but he's going around saying he's
Well,
going.
you know what? You should have hung up on him. You shouldn't even be.
It wasn't a phone. This is not a phone.
I mean, you shouldn't have get in a conversation with nobody like that.
I didn't get a conversation with him. I was looking at a video that he made.
That's an end. The fact that he don't believe in God is gonna be. It's already an issue. There should be no issue.
Yeah, but he made the reason I discovered him was because he came and commented on my channel, and the first thing he said was, "You believe in forgiving pedophiles?" I said yes, because God said it, and he's like, "There's no gray matter with pedophiles. You don't forgive them at all." And I'm like, "Why are you yelling at me? Why are you having an issue with me? I mean, my views are different than most people, but you seem to have it." And this guy was in a rage. Like his video one of me, he was in a rage. I saw his face and everything. He was funny. I was laughing.
If God didn't forgive, honey, we'd be in trouble. Nobody would be saved. You know why? Because the Bible said all have sinned and come short of the glory of God.
That's right.
All have sinned and come short of the glory of God.
So
It don't
this
say
guy,
what kind of sin. It don't say what kind of sin. It said all have sinned and come short of the glory of God.
and I just thought I'd review his video out of curiosity.
First of all, when he don't believe in God, I'll never talk to people when they say they don't believe in God. They're gonna always find
Well, here's
something.
what I believe. I believe in dealing with any and all kinds of people to a certain point, as far as the world. But you can't talk to everybody. Yes, I believe in that.
Yeah.
But the reason I reviewed,
What you say, he's not gonna agree with you.
I know,
But first
and I
of all,
don't
he don't
care.
believe in God.
I'm confident of what I believe. So why should be an issue with him? And then he using this excuse by saying, "Well, we got to protect our children." I said, "What does children got to do between your disagreement with myself and him? Children have nothing to do with
That's
this."
true. We do have to protect our children from pedophiles. That's true.
Yes.
But God is a forgiving God of all sin.
And just because people forgive doesn't mean there is no consequences. This guy's definition of
That's
forgive
right. He
is
got
to
pay.
forget.
He said he's got to pay for his sins. He still got to pay. He got to go to jail. If he's
That's right.
Found, he still got to pay.
That's right.
He got to pay.
And
the
this
price.
guy
And
is
the
so
price is
ignorant.
jail.
He got
Jail.
issues. And he's from the United Kingdom.
Well, first of all, what do you expect?
Yeah, what do you expect? But there are people from the United Kingdom that believe what I believe too. You know? as hard as it is, I mean, there's people I don't. There's people.
If that was the case, nobody would be saved.
Yeah, but
we were born in sin. You know, God said we were born in sin and shaped in iniquity.
And God even repented and said He was sorry that He created any of us.
Right. He made man. He repented that He made man.
Yes. So it's like,
rebellious.
I mean, you know, this guy doesn't scare me. I'm just speaking my facts and I'm confident of it. You know, there's a difference. So,
if you don't believe in God, Jeremy, you can't reason with a person like that.
I'm not reasoning with him. I'm just speaking the truth.
Even if when a person says they don't believe in God, that's
but the thing is, the first time, the way he came to me, the way he treated me was wrong. I had people that shared the same views and treated me better. And that made no sense. But it was true. So he's one of them disgruntled ones. Yeah, I'm not wasting no time with him either.
I wouldn't have wasted time. Yes, you did, because you talked to him.
I didn't talk to him. I did a video about him. There's a difference. I never talked to him on the phone.
You never did?
I never had... Mom, YouTube, you don't do phone calls.
I know that, Jeremy. I'm talking about on YouTube.
What I was doing was looking at a video that he made, recording it, and then doing a commentary, maybe making comments towards the video as I'm listening. That's what I was doing. So, I mean, I ain't gonna waste no time with Stacey Robinson. I mean, I never really had an issue with you in the first place. And I still don't. No matter all the things you said against me and about me, I don't have an issue with you. Because my God tells me to be the other way around. He doesn't say turn the other cheek and accept people pushing you around.
Some sort of fantasy. No.
He says what I'm thinking it's all fantasy.
Probably a fantasist. Probably got posters of Harvey Weinstein and Jimmy Savile plastered.
Who's Harvey Weinstein and Jimmy Savile? I don't know who those people are.
You know. I hope you enjoy it, Mr. Jared Wars. Please, reply back. I would love to see what you've got.
Notice he specified that with his voice, very clear. He really wants attention, folks. But, Lord have mercy. I'm serious. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry if you have to see this, but this is video 2. Now we got video 3, and we're dealing with another character. His name is Stew Dog. And before I go, we're going to play a little bit of his episode regarding Jarrett Wars, and this is and exactly his is a little bit more accurate than this other guy's thing. And it says here, Alpha Genesis and those that follow him. Well, that's semi-accurate, but if he gets into Jarrett Wars,
in Hatman's live stream chat some time ago.
Now he's talking about Dark Ninja, so I was watching like 30 minutes. The first 30 minutes of his video.
A bit of a pain in the arse. He seemed mostly harmless.
So that is coming up next on video 3. Jesse Lee Peterson, he's black Latin. I see y'all the TGD MFL. Goodbye.
A moment that will be ever remembered. I am an Oreo cookie. White on the inside, black on the outside. Isn't that amazing? At one time in life, I was black on the inside and black on the outside. Hey, Joe. You black.